This is Radar for On the Radar Entertainment Blog, coming to you another edition of Weekly Baseball Observations, Week 9 of the 2020 MLB season. First things first, the Pirates, all season long, they had 3 center fielders on their team. Do they play them? Nah, they traded away 2 of them. They think playing their best outfielder, Brian Reynolds, in center field is smart. They think playing a combination of Adam Frazier in left field someday, J.G. Ritter or Cole Tucker in center field, it's a smart thing to do because they have a gluttony of shortstop. And with the emergence of Key Brian Hayes, who shouldn't be batting second, which is not where he belongs, he's a power guy, it puts another guy at third base. Now that Colin Moran is playing time at first base and DH with Josh Bell, that they still have too many shortstops. Now the other thing is Reynolds should not be leading off either. He should be batting third or fifth because he hits for a high average on-base percentage. You know, he could have won a batting title before. Eric Gonzalez, one of those many shortstops that they do have on the roster, should never be batting third through sixth. He's not a power guy, nor should a utility player, Jose Ozuna, batting third. He's utility. He just comes in whenever you need somebody. Now, Cardinals, the only issues they've had is that Paul DeJong has been batting all over the place, like especially second and fourth. Keep him somewhere consistently in the middle of the lineup. Second's not where he belongs. Brad Miller should not be batting fourth, but maybe batting a little lower in the lineup. Phillies, they still want to bat Andrew McCutchen and a power hitter with him second. This time, it's either Alex Bohm or Bryce Harper. Both of them are not number 2 hitters, nor is Andrew McCutchen a real leadoff hitter. That's the real problem here. Because when they do that, you see Didi Gregorius, Phil Gosselin, Gene Segura batting in the 3 through 5 spot, when I don't want to see any of them batting that high, especially if you have Jay Bruce on your roster. He's there to drive in runs as well. JT Realmuto, all those guys. Don't want to see Gene Segura playing third base. That's why you got Phil Gosselin and Sean Kingery and Alex Bohm. You got some young guys, utility players. The only one positive thing, I saw Adam Halsey leading off one day. They got the message, put somebody who really does belong in there. The Blue Jays stopped batting Randall Grichuk second or playing him in center field. They've stopped doing that. He's batting in the middle lineup with Teoscar Hernandez. But Teoscar Hernandez is not a middle-of-the-order guy. They one time played Jonathan Davis in center field. That was one time. It seems like all year between Davis, Alford, Teoscar Hernandez, McKinney, and Derek Fisher, they play like once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times before in center field, but Grichuk is still playing center field when he's not really a good defensive outfielder in center field. Then, Biggio is playing a lot of outfield when he should be your second baseman. Don't make exceptions by taking a starter and moving him somewhere to play a backup to play Joe Panik. You got Joe Panik to be a backup, and you got Jonathan VR to be a backup too, but to be the backup shortstop, so I don't want to see Panik playing shortstop. It's interesting that Ross Stripling and Chase Anderson, both starting pitchers that they can actually use, pitching out of the bullpen, which is silly. Biggio, again, not an outfielder, not playing at third base. That's why you got backups. That's why you got Travis Shaw. That's why you had Brandon Drury. There's no need. And then this Kirk guy who I've never heard of, they're like 5th catcher they've used this year is DHing. That's just a waste when you got all these guys on your team that could DH instead. Now I got the Marlins who are batting their sluggers, Dickerson and Marte 1 and 2, or Aguilar. No. You got those guys to be batting in the middle of the lineup. I like seeing Jonathan Birdie or Rojas leading off because they give you something different. Don't want to see Rojas batting in the middle of the lineup either. National, your best hitter, your best power guy is Juan Soto. That means he's batting third or fourth. Never see this side batting second ever. That's really what you don't want to see. Indians, they finally got the message that Jose Ramirez was not a number 2 hitter, and then once they move him to the 3 spot and put Cesar Hernandez 2, he's been on fire, okay? Trying to see I could win MVP instead of my teammate Shane Bieber, which is another story for a pitcher to win MVP when he got the Cy Young Award for being the best pitcher. Now, Lindor and all that thing, he went from batting third to batting leadoff. The Indians don't get it. You go Lindor third, Carlos Santana cleanup, Jose Ramirez fifth. After you go the Lindor, Santana, and then go Fran Morales 6th. That 3 through 6 is great. Then you whatever combination you want to bat 7 through 9, the catcher, one of the outfielders, that's whatever you want to do, but that's what it should be. Tigers are batting Willie Castro second, playing with shortstop like he should, because he's their young guy. So Nico Goodrum is about playing second base with Scope injured. That's good. I'm just not a big fan of Goodrum batting 5th, or Harold Castro batting 5th, or Brandon Dixon batting 5th. Because Goodrum is a contact guy, not a power guy, and Dixon and Harold Castro are backup. At the same time, they're backup utility infielders. The Tigers have too many outfielders for them to be playing the outfield, because they're playing Victor Reyes in center field, and you got Demerit, and you got Bonifacio, and you got a Stewart guy. You got all these guys on their team, including the young son of Mike Cameron, Des Cameron, that they're playing not all the time, or they're playing in the corner. And by playing these, shortstops by trade in left field, you're taking away from those chances for those outfielders to get opportunities. Now, I also don't want to see Derek Norris pitch out of the bullpen because the Tigers don't have enough starting pitching. That's been an issue all year. The Braves all year, Ronald Acuna Jr. leading off playing center field when he's neither. Nor the Freeman batting second or Darno or Swanson batting the middle of the lineup. The Braves could have one of the best lineups of all time. It's Arte leading off, Ozzie Albies batting second and going Acuna, Freeman, Ozuna, and some combination of either Duvall or Nick Markakis and Darno, and then Riley or Swanson. That'd be a great lineup, but I don't know why they don't do that. Once this week, Acuna played right field. Woo, they do it once in a while. The Reds have a huge problem with their batting lineup. Castellanos, not a number 2 hitter, nor is he playing now an outfielder. And they have never once this year said, let's try to put him at DH some days of the week. Then had Votto's batting third. They did the dumb experiment of him leading off or batting second. Same with Moustakas batting second instead of trying him at DH. They do once in a while. They played him at first base. They played him at third base. That's once in a blue moon. Aquino was not a leadoff hitter. The dude slugged like 20 home runs in a short period of time last year. He's a power guy. Nick Senzel, yes, he battled injuries this year, but they never once said, you know what? Let's try him at second base, put Moustakas at DH. They wasted DHing like their third or fourth string catcher or Jesse Winker can actually play a good outfield. Nick Senzel still playing center field is silly. Kyle Farmer, one of their backup catchers, he's playing a lot of middle infield. He's not a middle infielder. Michael Lorenzen spot started, and DeStefani and Wade Miley pitch out of the bullpen when the whole point of Iglesias and Amir Garrett and Lorenzen becoming reliever was because you're like, we don't want the strain of them pitching 200 innings a year. They got hurt their first year. Baker believers, then you just go back and make Lorenzen a starter. That's just weird. White Sox. Grandal, not a number 2 hitter. And he's done nothing this season to prove that he should be batting higher than 6th in the lineup. Moncada's batted 5th or 6th the past couple of weeks or 2nd. Moncada's been a little hobbled, but he's the best guy to bat 3rd in this lineup. Keep Abreu cleanup. That's where he belongs. Madrigal batted 1st one day this week and 2nd. That's where probably I want to see him eventually. Maybe put Robert there. Don't want to see Gio Gonzalez pitching out of the bullpen. Ronaldo Lopez hasn't been that great. Cease and Dunning haven't been the most consistent, nor even Lucas Giolito's been consistent. Now, at the same time, I don't want to see Carlos Rodon pitching out of the bullpen either. Either going to start him or just keep him on the disabled list. Now, at the same time, they lost the DH in the game, too. It's just great managing there. Red Sox, still batting slugger Rafael Devers second when he should be batting in the middle of the lineup. Don't want to see Kevin Pilecki, the backup catcher, DH. Don't want to see Christian Vasquez batting 1, 2 through 5, bat him at the bottom of the lineup. I don't want to see Lynn or Chavis playing the outfield. They're infielders. Just play J.D. Martinez in the outfield, okay? Yankees. DJ LeMahieu is a Gold Glove caliber second baseman and won a batting title out of the 2 spot. Don't want to see him playing third base when you got Miguel Andujar and Giovanni Urshela. Don't want to see him playing first base when you got both Mikes and Luke Voigt on your roster. I also don't want to see Judge or Luke Voigt batting second when they got plenty of contact hitters on this team. Nor Brett Gardner batting third, and then Kratz playing first base is silly. We got enough first basemen. The Orioles are still playing Ryan Mountcastle in the outfield, but once the Blue Moon, they'll play him at first base and DH. That's a positive. Don't want to see Francisco DHing. The man should be able to play catcher every day. Severino's a waste of time batting in the middle lineup, DHing or playing catcher because he's really a backup. And then DJ Stewart, Cole Stewart, Christian Stewart's the guy on the Tigers. DJ Stewart is a slugger. The only reason he's playing right field is because you silly play Matt Castle in left field. He played left field once this week, but then they bat him second when he's there for slugging. The Rays, Suzuko, you got him for power, not to bat leadoff, and you got Adrianza to bat in the second or third. When you get him, he should be batting at the bottom of the lineup, nor should he be DH. You got him for his defense, too. Don't want to see a Bersaru or a Christian Adames or Wendell batting in the middle of the lineup. That's not what they're there for. Brandon Lau should be batting second. I don't want to see Manuel Margot batting before Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe's there. You got him for power. Margot leading off once this week. Good idea. I saw Tsugo batting third. Not the worst spot for him. And I saw Kevin Smith DHing and batting cleanup, which is not what you want to see. And Renfroe playing first base, but they got enough guys who can play first base on this team. Diamondbacks. Van Meter, he's a first baseman by trade. They're playing him everywhere. It's silly. Nick Ahmed never batting higher than 6. They got a third string catcher. They're playing him in center field or batting him leadoff. 2 negatives. Rojas playing third base. That's okay. But him batting third, it's a little bit too high. And they got this Smith guy. They're playing him in the outfield. He's a first baseman again. They got enough outfielders. There's no need for that. Astros still doing the Springer leading off in center field thing. Only once a blue moon he doesn't, as he did one time he played right field this week. Raimel Tapia, I'm glad he's been batting leadoff and they're consistently playing him. But DHing him is not where he belongs. That should be somebody else. Charlie Blackmon, not a cleanup hitter. Tony Walters should never be played second base, and Fuentes should be playing the outfield when they got enough outfielders. David Dahl, one day he played center field. Ugh. You play him in right field, left field is where he belongs. That's the positive. Pilar should be batting, never batting fifth. He's not a power guy nor second. And then he should never be DHing as well. Dodgers, Chris Taylor's not a number 3 hitter. You got plenty of those on your roster. Bellinger playing center field, and Muncy playing second base. It's just stupid. Have a horrible defense. You know, too many of their second basemen in the outfield. It's just like, come on. You got enough outfielders. Using Joe Kelly as an opener and have Urias or Alex to pitch out of the bullpen when you need starting pitchers, pretty silly. Brewers, all year since, Lorenzo Cain opted out. In the middle of the season, Avi Garcia leading off and playing center field. Yelich batting second and Braun playing right field. That's a whole lot of mess. Yelich was the right fielder. That's fine. Even playing Avi's in right field's fine. And Brian Braun at this age of his career is playing left fielder DH. Jed Jerko, not a cleanup hitter because you're batting your sluggers too early. And Jace Peterson, not an outfielder. They got enough of those guys to go around. The Royals, having Whit Merrifield lead off, that's what they've been doing all year and playing outfield. But they've been recently playing more in right field, which is smart because he's not a center fielder. Mundesai has been moved up the second spot in the lineup. That's where he probably should be, the top of the lineup. And I like seeing Hunter Dozier playing first base and batting in the middle of the lineup. Hopefully they don't re-sign Mikael Franco and he can just play third base like he should be. Gant, we also have enough starting pitching. Stop pitching Jesse out of the bullpen. Cubs, Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Kyle Schwarber, none of them should ever be batting leadoff or playing first base. Not first base. Rizzo, Bryant, Schwarber, Contreras should be batting first or second. Nor should Bryant ever play the outfield. Nor should Schwarber when you got a DH. Ian Happ leading off has been pretty good for you this year. Keep it. Caratini, this level affair with him when there's no need for it. Playing him all the time. Donaldson batting second, which is pretty stupid. Martin Gonzalez playing second base. That's a positive. Byron Buxton leading off for batting second. That's interesting, trying that. And Kepler's back to leading off. Some days they're batting second. I like when they bat him sixth. That's probably where he should be in the lineup. Lamonte Wade leading off, just another guy. Polanco moving all the way to sixth is better than him batting third or fourth. It's improvement there. Angels, Jared Walsh is number 2 hitter. You got him for slugging. Tyler Ward, another first baseman, not an outfielder. Stop playing him there. And then with Wall, they played him and Ward in the corner outfield spot because I think Hermosillo's gone. I feel like they traded Brian Goodwin away. They have no other outfielders to play, which is what they're stuck with right now. Bad outfield defense. And a bad Andrews pitching out the bullpen when they don't have enough starting pitching. Alexander Faletta batting him second or third or middle lineup. Not really where I want him. Nick Solak, not a middle of the order hitter. Willie Calhoun should be batting in the middle lineup, not second. But you shouldn't even be DHing. Don't want to see Alexander Faletta play shortstop. You got a couple of guys on your team who can do that. Padres, Tatis Machado 1 and 2 with Nola batting third, and not a great combo. Tatis, if you want to keep him second, that's fine, or lead off, but not both guys batting there. Profar still playing the outfield now that Tommy Pham is back. You got Trent Grisham and you got Will Myers. That's your outfield. You don't need to do that. Don't want to see Gary Richard pitching out of the bullpen, especially if you go with openers or guys who aren't good starters. Mariners, love affair with Dylan Moore playing every day. It's a waste of time. Kyle Lewis batted third and second this week. I don't think he's number 3 hitter, but I can't stop moving him around. They got to play Marmelos in the outfield when he's not an outfielder. Tim Lopes in the outfield, he's not an outfielder. They DH Ty France a couple times this week and haven't played third base once. That's what he is, a third baseman. Ty France is not a second baseman or number 2 hitter, so that is pretty darn stupid. Don't want to have Crandall Green pitch out of the bullpen when you don't have enough starters. The A's, Marquette playing left field is bad enough. Don't put him in right field. Don't put him in center field. That's just stupid. There's plenty of guys on their 40-man roster over the last couple of years who are natural-born center fielders. They may not be the best hitter, but that's what you got to do. There's also no advantage of having Grossman second. He doesn't bring anything to the table there. 7th it's okay. Laureano batting 8th again. Doesn't really bring much to the table there. Stella and Simeon have been going back and forth who's leading off, and one time Simeon batted 3rd. I don't know what they're doing there. Giants, Donovan Solano batting 2nd. Perfect. Now 3rd. J.R. Ruff playing right field was just, what are you doing? It's one thing you're playing him in left field, but right field is too much. Don't have Slater lead off or play DH when he's a natural-born outfielder. Rather, Darren Ruff DH. Brandon Belt batting 2nd is not where he belongs. Trevor Kale pitching on a bullpen when they don't have enough starting pitching is stupid. The Mets batting Michael Conforto 2nd is an issue all year because he's not number 2 hitter. He's their best all-around hitter. And then Dom Smith, stop playing him in the outfield. Oh, my God. And now this week, it's interesting. Both Eric Kratz and Brock Holt, a catcher and a utility infielder by trade, both pitched twice. That's pretty impressive. And Todd Frazier pitched for the first time since being a little leaguer. That was interesting. And the Red Sox utility player, Lynn, he also pitched as well. Thanks for listening to Week 9 Baseball Box Scores and Observations for the 2020 season. I'm Radar for the Radar Entertainment Blog. See you guys next time.